On Saturday, decisions were made that were spicy, and on Monday, the consequences became expensive. Both Connor McDavid and Tyler Myers have been suspended 3 games each for cross-checking a dude in the face. 2 different dudes, by the way. Connor McDavid cross-checked Connor Garland in the face, and Tyler Myers cross-checked Evan Bouchard in the face. One of the great things about the NHL is there's a number of things about it that is extremely confusing, but every single season they find a way to introduce even more confusing things. Cross-checking a player in the face used to be 2 games. Then it became 1, and now it's 3. In case you missed it, the end of the Edmonton Oilers Vancouver Canucks game on Saturday was ridiculous. Part of the reason that it was ridiculous is the Oilers had a fire drill going, trying to tie the game up, the 1-goal game, up against the Vancouver Canucks. Connor McDavid was on the ice. Of course he was on the ice. He's probably the best player in the world. Leon Draisaitl also on the ice. Another one of the best players in the world. The Oilers have a really good chance of tying this up, except Connor Garland held on to Connor McDavid, and at one point, I'm pretty sure he had him in a figure 4 leg lock. That leg lock lasted for about 15 seconds. Now, there were officials on the ice, including one of the most tenured officials in the National Hockey League in Wes McCauley, and he did on this play what he does best. Nothing. Wes McCauley is an enigma. You never really know what to expect out of him, because when he sits there and does nothing, when there is very obviously something going on, I'm never shocked. But when he passes up an opportunity to get on the microphone and do a few knee slapper yucks in front of a stadium full of people there to watch a hockey game, I am surprised. Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, Quinn Hughes, Elias Pettersson, no, Wes, I'm here to watch you. Anyway, sorry for the mini tangent, I don't like him. After that leg lock goes on for about 15 seconds, Connor McDavid, very temporarily mind you, loses his mind. And while losing his mind, he cross-checked Connor Garland in the face. And immediately, the whole hockey world said, well, that's going to be a suspension, and that's a reasonable take. And people also said, yeah, but his reaction didn't just fall out of the sky, which is also a reasonable take. This isn't just Oilers fans filling up their diaper about Connor Garland either. Connor Garland was asked about this after the game, and he's like, yeah, I don't know, I held him. I just thought it was the best way to win the game. Like, he so casually is like, yeah, what you saw, that's exactly what happened. He didn't try to be like, we got tangled up, or he didn't even try to play it off. He's like, yes, I was committing an infraction that went uncalled because I thought it was the best way to try and win the game, and then his team won the game. Now, immediately, people started drawing comparisons to Austin Matthews cross-checking Rasmus Dahlin in the face a couple years ago. And there's a good reason for that. One, it's a star player cross-checking another player in the face, and guys on the fourth line and guys who are stars, they're usually treated a little different by the Department of Player Safety. Usually. That, and to me, those are carbon copy plays. The lead-up is a little different, but it's still the two guys going back and forth and generally not liking each other, followed by, I've previously mentioned this, cross-checks to the face! For that incident, Matthews got 2 games. Since then, Morgan Riley got a big ol' suspension for cross-checking someone in the face, but to me, that's a very different incident that was uncalled for. Like, you couldn't play it off as jousting or a board battle or a net front battle or anything. He just got mad and cross-checked a dude in the fotch. But last year, during the playoffs, Carson Soucy decks Connor McDavid right in the face. And what does he get? 1 game. Oh, okay, well, that's the playoffs. Okay, well, Timo Meier also cross-checks someone right in the face, and he gets suspended. 1 game. Okay, so now it's 1 game. Okay, they did 2 games for Matthews. They decided that was too much. They have since corrected it in both the playoffs and regular season. It is 1 game. 1 fell swoop, 3 games each. Because, and this keeps getting forgotten, immediately after Connor McDavid cross-checks Connor Garland in the face, Tyler Myers gets into it a little bit with Evan Bouchard. Now, Bouchard is not jousting with him at all, and Myers, who is a giraffe, cross-checks him in the face from the heavens. With Connor Garland, I'm like, yeah, you're not allowed to cross-check guys in the face, but I understand why it happened. With Myers on Bouchard, I'm like, what did Bouchard do? Other than be Connor McDavid's teammate, which might be the answer, actually. Listen, whether it was an unprovoked cross-check to the face or a totally provoked cross-check to the face, you are not allowed to cross-check someone in the face. You are not allowed to perform McDentistry, and this is the league putting its foot down, because I shouldn't be able to name this many recent instances of guys getting cross-checked in the face. We go through cycles of things that happen far too often. At times it's been checks to the head or elbows, which McDavid also doesn't get called for all the time. That's a whole other video on its own. I mean, the whole thing about Connor McDavid, he should be drawing 4 or 5 penalties a game, and he doesn't, and that's not fair, so he becomes Captain Elbow at times as a little bit of an even out. But again, that is a whole other video that is way too simple. Sometimes checks to the head become a problem, or slew foots become a problem. They are always around, but sometimes they happen way too often. In recent memory in the National Hockey League, too many guys are getting cross-checked right in the teeth. Cross-checking is a problem across the league. JT Miller, in an interview even recently, was talking about preparing for the LA Kings, and he's like, yeah, they're going to cross-check you. Players just expect to get cross-checked in the back and in the ribs and stuff. It's the recent migration north that has the league concerned, obviously. And dude, it's not just the 3 games. This is an expensive infraction for both guys. Under the terms of the collective bargaining agreement and based on his average annual salary, Myers will forfeit $46,875. The money goes to the Players Emergency Assistance Fund. Oh my gosh, wait. What does McDavid have to give up? Oof, Madone! Under the terms of the collective bargaining agreement and based on his average annual salary, McDavid will forfeit $195,312.51. The money goes to the not Connor McDavid's driveway or kitchen that's kind of weird fund. Combined, Connor McDavid and Tyler Myers will be surrendering just shy of $250,000. Now let me ask you something, and you can answer in the comments down below. Does this happen? Does either player get suspended for 3 games? Does either player have to surrender thousands and thousands of dollars? Does Bouchard or Garland gets cross-checked in the face if the officials during that game simply do their job? Let me ask this question, and you can answer in the comment box down below. Does any of this happen? Does McDavid get suspended 3 games? Does Myers get suspended 3 games? Do they give up $250,000? Does any of this happen? Does Bouchard get cross-checked in the face? Does Garland get cross-checked in the face? If NHL officials simply do their job. Listen, I know the rule and I understand it. If a team takes a penalty, let's say it's a trip, they don't blow the whistle until the team that took the penalty touches the puck. And in this case, there was a team that was up 1, the Vancouver Canucks. They were committing an infraction. Let's pretend Wes McCauley, was doing his job and didn't simply have tickets to the game on the ice. Let's pretend he was doing his job, called a penalty there. The whistle doesn't go until the Canucks touch the puck. Even if the officials on the ice had called the penalty in the moment, would it have made a difference in the game? What if there was only like 5 seconds left in the game? This to me is part of a bigger conversation because yes, that is currently the rule. But when you got a guy like Garland coming off the ice, getting asked about it, and he's like, yeah, I thought the best strategy was to simply commit so many infractions over an alarmingly long period of time against the best player in the world. I thought that was the best way to win the game. And then he does that and they win the game. That can't happen. We can't have a system where it's like, oh, there's only 10 seconds left in the game. I'm just going to do whatever we want. Because if the rules don't apply, then the game is nothing. I mean, at that point, why not just start 2-hand slashing everyone on the ice? Become Jake the Snake Roberts and give him a DDT, give him a Scorpion Death Drop, Stone Cold Stunner, Leon Draisaitl in the corner. Why not? You're trying to win. And then just casually explain it to a room full of reporters as if it's normal. What is the solution there? One person suggested to me, if you take a penalty at the end of a game with a certain amount of time left, the amount of time in that penalty gets added on to the game. So let's say you take a penalty with less than 30 seconds left, and then you take a penalty with 5 seconds left. That gets added on to the game clock. Maybe you could have a special rule in there where, if it's a power play goal, then it's automatic overtime. If it's a shorthanded goal, then the game is automatically over and you win. Or how about this? I think this is the simplest one. If you commit an infraction in the final 15, 10, 5 seconds of the game, whatever it is, penalty shot. Automatic. If that sounds wild to you, fine. I understand it's a bit of a radical idea, but the alternative is what we currently have, where there is literally no incentive to not commit a bunch of infractions and borderline crimes on the ice to win a game. What if what Garland did to McDavid was happening during the final seconds of Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final? How do you think people would react to that? They'd be cool? They'd be chill? No, Oilers fans would literally be picketing outside and there would be a rule change in the near future. That and a few upside down cars. What do you think? Leave a comment in the comment box down below. And what do you think about these guys, A, getting 3 games, and B, what do you think about these guys getting the same length of suspension? Because some thought what McDavid did was worse. Some thought what Myers did was worse. Leave a comment in the comment box down below. But for now, that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. SDPN, we got you covered.